Well, it appears in Spider-Man Across the SpiderVerse, there were several other classic Spider-Man villains that were set to appear but never manifested on the screen. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about Spider-Man's most iconic villain, the Green Goblin, and some of the newly released concept art giving us a peek at these multiverse variants. Now, we got a ton of characters in Across the SpiderVerse. Outside of the countless number of Spider variants, we were also given peeks at several of Spider-Man's classic villains. And one of them that didn't appear was the Green Goblin. Now, we heard some chatter when this movie was in development that the Green Goblin could indeed be part of this, but sadly, it didn't happen. And now we've got a new look at some unused concept art with multiple variants of the Green Goblin, and quite honestly guys, some of them are wicked cool. So let's go ahead and start checking out the pictures. Now, like I said, there are multiple variants, including an animatronic variant, a skiing variant, what looks to be a prehistoric variant riding around on an actual gargoyle, and honestly, my most favorite variant, the Ghost Rider variant, which would make a spectacular version of the Green Goblin. Now, this is just concept art, and there's no mention of where these Green Goblin variants were initially planned to fit into the bigger film. And quite honestly, this concept art might have just been variants proposed for the film and something that never took off. The only place where I could see another villain could have been introduced is when Miles and his friends first visit the Spider Society. That would have been a great place for the Green Goblin to pop up and get some sort of introduction. We could have also seen him in prison like the Prowler and several other villains, but given the number of variants in these designs, it makes me wonder if at some point there were plans for the Green Goblin to be a bigger part of the film. Honestly, the Green Goblin plays so big in Spider-Man's history, I would have loved to have seen him come to life in Across the SpiderVerse. Norman Osborn has been a staple of the Spider-Man mythos since the very early days, and although I could appreciate Wilson Fisk being the main villain in the first movie and the Spot in the second, honestly, the Green Goblin and his attachment with Spider-Man is an opportunity missed, and I really do hope in Beyond the Spider-Verse, somehow or another, the Green Goblin shows up to bring his particular brand of mischief, problems, and chaos that is quite unique to the Spider-Man experience, and something that Sony, I think, has missed out on so far. Now, as of right now, Beyond the Spider-Verse does not have a release date, and the date set for this upcoming February has officially been changed to be determined. This to me is another sign the next movie is a long ways out, but I think we should remain hopeful. This concept art does give us an idea of all the different directions they're exploring for these multiverse characters, and I feel like based on how good the first two movies are, I'm absolutely willing to wait and be patient for the third, Green Goblin or not.